her mother called 911.
Her boyfriend came in and shot at my baby dead.
Wednesday night brought tragedy, as Kelvi was fatally shot in her home. Both the woman and her killer boyfriend died after the shooting. The victim was identified as 18-year-old Kelvin McCray, who tragically succumbed to multiple gunshot wounds to her head, back, and neck. According to Kelvi's mother, her boyfriend, identified as 19-year-old Keisean Shaw, entered the home and shot Kelvi at point-blank range. This situation unfolded as a result of posting multiple videos. She is seen leaving her home and walking towards her car, with Keisean trailing behind. As she backs out of the driveway, Keisean can be seen jumping onto the windshield as she tries to drive away. He eventually falls off the hood of the car, causing his phone to drop and resulting in damage to the windshield. She posted another video, showing her broken windshield.
Ever told a nigga that you ain't want to be with them no more? This what happened.
Reports suggest that Kelvi was on a FaceTime call with friends when Shaw entered her home and committed this appalling act. With a distressing scene, Kelvi lying unresponsive on the floor. Her mother called 911, and she said, "Her boyfriend came in and shot at my baby." It was a frantic call for help from a mother.
Her boyfriend came in and shot at my baby dead.
Hello everyone, welcome back to the channel. A heartbreaking tragedy unfolded as Kelvi was fatally shot in her home. Here's what the scene looked like. On Wednesday night, a neighbor heard gunshots from the house and immediately ran over. "I couldn't get in," he recounted, "but the mother let me in." By that time, this girl was on the floor, on 13th Street in West Palm Beach.
And we heard the gunshots in the house. And when I ran in the house, I couldn't get in. The mother let me in, and by that time, this girl she's on the floor.
The victim was identified as 18-year-old Kelvin McCray, who tragically succumbed to multiple gunshot wounds to her head, back, and neck. She was pronounced dead. This devastating event unfolded while Kelvi was on a FaceTime call with 3 friends and enjoying dinner. According to Kelvi's mother, her boyfriend, identified as 19-year-old Keisean Shaw, entered the home and shot Kelvi at point-blank range. Authorities have identified her ex-boyfriend, 19-year-old Keisean Shaw, as the suspect in this horrific incident. Reports indicate that Kelvi was on a FaceTime call with friends when Shaw entered her home and committed this heinous act. Police rushed to the scene in the 1400 block of 13th Street, near North Australian Avenue, after receiving reports of a shooting. Upon arrival, they were met with a chaotic sight, Kelvi lying unresponsive on the floor. The initial call came in around 9:40 p.m., prompting swift action from law enforcement. Inside the residence, they found 2 individuals, both victims of gunshot wounds. Both were rushed to St. Mary's Medical Center. Details surrounding the incident remain scarce. The focus now is on the victims' well-being, with authorities refraining from elaborating on the specifics of what transpired. The community is left in shock and mourning over this senseless act of violence. This situation unfolded as a result of posting multiple videos on social media. Police quickly arrived at the scene in the 1400 block after receiving reports of a shooting. Upon arrival, they were met with a distressing scene, Kelvi lying unresponsive on the floor. The initial call came in around 9:40 p.m., prompting immediate action from law enforcement. Inside the residence, they found 2 individuals, both suffering from gunshot wounds. Both victims were rushed to St. Mary's Medical Center. The primary focus now is on the well-being of the victims, with authorities refraining from delving into the specifics of what transpired. Police discovered Shaw leaning against the living room wall with a gunshot wound to his head. A neighbor who heard the gunshot attempted to intervene but arrived too late to save Kelvi. According to the police report, Kelvi had been Shaw's girlfriend for a year, but they broke up in January. Shaw did not take the breakup well, and he continued to live in the home with Kelvi and her family. Shaw had been living with Kelvi and her family because, according to them, he had nowhere else to go. Unfortunately, the situation had already escalated before the tragic shooting occurred. The day before, Shaw allegedly threatened Kelvi at gunpoint, leading to a warrant being issued against him for aggravated assault with a firearm and domestic battery by strangulation. With the police actively searching for him, officers pursued Shaw for miles, but the chase came to an end without his capture. Little did they know, Shaw would return the very next day to carry out his violent intentions, when he tragically took Kelvi's life. It remains a mystery to Kelvi's family and law enforcement how Shaw managed to gain entry into the home, possibly forcing his way in. Less than 24 hours prior to the shooting, Kelvi had taken to social media to post a series of cryptic videos, shedding light on the turmoil within her relationship. Described as a beautiful and intelligent soul, Kelvi McCray, at just 18 years old, had a promising future. She was attending college, studying cosmetology, and had already established her own hairstyling business. She is seen leaving her home and walking towards her car, with Keisean trailing behind. As she backs out of the driveway, Keisean can be seen jumping onto the windshield as she tries to drive away. He eventually falls off the hood of the car, causing his phone to drop and resulting in damage to the windshield. As seen in the video she captured, she bravely documents the incident that the police initially dismissed. She later shows the police at her home reviewing the footage with the caption, "I'm so troll, I don't give a f***, safety first." Following this, she reposts the video with a more somber caption, "Scariest moment of my life. Right before this, he told me he was going to shoot me if I don't take him back." In another post, she shares a message for other females. "For the females who think a nigga hitting you is cute, you're going to be in the same predicament sooner or later. Leave the first time it happens." Just hours before the fatal shooting, she uploads a video to TikTok with determination, "I'm not going nowhere. I'm not going nowhere." Lastly, she shares a text conversation with a friend where the friend asks, "Is he dead ass or is he laughing? Like, does he got a joking tone or no?" Her friend says okay. Kelvi then says, "He's too hurt to laugh." Her friend then says, "That's fine, though. So he got to go some way, somehow, somewhere. 'Cause at the end of the day, he will kill you." Her friend then says, "He literally don't love himself enough to leave you alone. In his head, it's either you with him or you're with nobody." After Kelvi's senseless and untimely murder, many took to social media to post several tributes, mainly consisting of purple hearts, a color symbolic of peace, courage, survival, honor, and personal dedication to domestic violence awareness. Her family expresses that they do not want to remember her merely as a victim or another statistic, but as a girl who had a zest for life. This vibrant spirit continues to inspire them today. Reflecting on the entire situation, her uncle pondered, "What would drive you to feel so hopeless?" Kelvi McCray, an 18-year-old, was an outgoing, talented, bright, and beautiful young soul, both inside and out. According to her uncle, she had a knack for making friends and bringing out the best in people. It was a gift she possessed. Kelvi recently graduated from Inlet Grove Community High School. The community is left in shock and sorrow over this senseless act of violence. Thanks for watching. Hit the like button and subscribe to our channel.